Okay, so now we have the next polarity, which is going to be Cancer and Capricorn. Cancer is the sign of home life, whereas Capricorn is the sign of public life. What does this mean? Give me 1 second. So what does this mean exactly? Cancer is ruled by the moon, and if you don't know what the moon is more of your emotional side, but it also represents the mother. It also represents your family. So you might look at your 4th house in your chart, and you might not know what that means now, but trust me, you will very soon. You might look at your 4th house, which rules your family life, and you might think like, oh, this is also ruled by Cancer and the moon, and that's how I can kind of analyze my home life. But anyway, just know that Cancer represents more emotional things and also home life. And emotional, when I say that, I don't mean over emotional, which is the common misconception surrounded by the common misconception that is surrounded by Cancer. Okay, and so Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, is also the planet that represents the father and reputation, work, things of that matter. So you can see how those two things can be a little bit opposites, how home life and work life, there are a lot of people that might want to keep their home and work life separate, kind of like church and state or whatever. But now we're going to talk about the difference between those two and how they can help each other. Cancer is like the nurturing mother, and Capricorn is like the demanding father. You can switch this up however way you want to. Cancer can be the nurturing father, and Capricorn can be the demanding mother too, whichever way. We're not going to stick to these traditional like mothers are this way and fathers are this way, because that's not what this channel is going to be about. But when I give these examples, I give those examples primarily because those are good ways to understand how the moon is representative of like the mother, and in astrology, Capricorn is representative of the father because Saturn represents the father. But you don't have to take it that way if you don't want to. But let's just continue with this kind of belief so we can better understand the examples that I can give you. So in this world, you have care versus duty. So Cancer is the caring sign that is like, they still have the same responsibility in the sense where, in this example, they're both still parents, so they still have that responsibility of taking care of whoever it is that they are caring for, whether it be plants, pets, actual children, whatever way that they might consider themselves to be a parent. Okay, but Cancer is going to be the one that is maybe more caring in the situation, in a better way, trying to understand somebody in a emotional way, whereas Capricorn might be more concerned with like the duty of it. For example, if a kid does something wrong in a situation, and the Cancer might be the one that's like, okay, well, like, why did you do that? Do you understand how this may have affected us in an emotional way, or how this may have made us feel? And the Capricorn can be the one that's like, listen, good thing you went through all of that with her, because I was still very worried, but I'm gonna punish you because you shouldn't have done that, something like that. Those how both signs may go about this world in a more caring versus responsible way. But don't get me wrong, Capricorns can still be caring. They're still humans, and they are still concerned with those parts of life. It's just in order to understand how they may work separately or as polarities, opposites. That's the example that I'm giving you. And so how can these two signs help each other in this world? Cancer is Cancer being ruled by the moon, and the moon also rules over dreams, kind of like Neptune. But when I say dreams, I mean like maybe like sleeping dreams. It can also be like your dreams of like where your life may go, but I think that's a little bit more associated with Neptune. But let's continue with this Cancerian moon dreams realm that we're talking about. So in Cancer's dreams, meeting with a Capricorn's responsible manner, those dreams become reality. So Cancer having these maybe like considered aloof or overly emotional, and putting this in quotes, overly emotional ways of going through life, Capricorn still feels those emotions. Granted, they're still human, but they know how to translate those dreams into their actual public life. So those home dreams, those home areas of life are then translated to their public life. Okay, so that's how those two people can help each other. Those two signs can help each other. So you can also use this example as like protection becomes law. Cancers are very protective of the people they care about too, just as much as Capricorns are, but Capricorns might be a little bit more like mama bear, like and Cancer is a little bit more like mama teddy bear, maybe, if you want to take it that way. But trust me, you can still be like a hard person and be a Cancer, okay? But you still have that caring side to you, just like Capricorn does, but they care in a more like tough love kind of way. So how can this protection turn into law? Like Cancer might be like, well, I really want to protect them, but I want to protect them in like a way that sticks with them. And Capricorn's like, okay, well, I know how to do this. I can protect them by setting certain ground rules. Like you can't go out if the street light's on, or you can't go out after this time because danger might come to you this way. You're still protecting them, but you're laying down some ground rules and you're working together to create those ground rules and protect at the same time. Where Cancer is ruled by the moon with these dreams and like maybe like intuition and artistic abilities that they come with, Capricorn is the person that may turn those dreams into a business too, being ruled by Saturn, which is the planet of like work and reputation. So those are how those two people can work together, much like how Gemini and Sagittarius can turn their knowledge into like more academic way, teaching other people. Cancer and Capricorn may turn these creativity that Cancer has into like a business or something that they can make money off of. So finally, in this group, intuition becomes success. Cancer getting this moon energy of intuition and, you know, like innate way of navigating this world best for themselves. They can also turn this way of life into business, or they can also just combine with a Capricorn that's like, okay, well, you have this intuition and I have this like street knowledge. How can you combine these two into being successful in this world? Those are how those two can work together. Okay, so let's move on to the next polarities group.